Yay, I'm live. Okay, we're doing this again. I'm drawing the same drawing as I did before. Feel like things could have been better. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just that, I want to give her a better chance. So, yeah, let's start this. Also, I'm testing out a new format. This time I have my little Samsung tablet here, and the battery life is almost nil. I think it's got 34%, so we should still be good. And I am going to draw this girl again, and let's start a new drawing here. New sketch. Let's see, what do we have here? Web. I don't like any of those. Let's just go custom. Alright, I think. Let's try. $19.20 by 3,000. Sounds good. Should go 2,000. Keep it even. Discard. Discard. Okay, that seems about decent. So, I wonder if I could just flip it? Nah, forget that. That'll mess up the broadcast. Alright, so, let's just do this. We got a few minutes while this battery lasts. So we're going to do some little. I was watching this guy on YouTube. Go figure. And he was talking about like searching lines, and he's like, oh, "I hate searching lines." I don't know. I think that was Ethan Becker actually. I watch him a lot. But was it Ethan Becker that was complaining about searching lines? I don't know. I say do what you have to do. You know? If that is how you draw, then that is how you draw. And I think that if you continue, that all that really matters is that you continue to draw, and it doesn't matter whether you are using too many searching lines. Um, Whether you are drawing from your wrist or your elbow, although that will give you carpal tunnel in the future if you don't draw from your elbow. Draw from your elbow if you can. But what's important is that you are in fact drawing. I think all the rest will just kind of work itself out. That's just my opinion on that. I mean, I understand that, you want to develop shorelines but if you develop shorelines and you I think I'm going to if you don't develop shorelines but you still have clean work and you just touch it up later, that's okay too, you know? I think it's alright. It'll be fine. And I don't think it makes you any worse of an artist or any less of an artist if you have a bunch of searching lines or whatever. In case you don't know what a searching line is, that's when you like kind of draw one thing and then you draw another. I used to call them feathering lines, but he calls them searching lines. It's like you're searching for something. But do what you got to do. Don't worry about what other people say. Me, I don't care. I just scribble it out. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. I don't. It's all right. It's all good. Actually, now that I'm doing it over, I'm noticing a lot of other details that I don't think I really noticed before. What is it they say? Draw what you see, not what you know. I like barely see these details, so I'm just kind of assuming that they are there, going against everything that they taught me. What was it? Draw what you see, not what you know? Yeah, whatever. Draw what works. I think there's something there. I'm just kind of lie. You know what? I think her head is a little bigger in the in here. Let's just there, just slightly. There we go. Let's move this up a little bit. There. Let's move her to the side. Get that rule of thirds going on. I think there's something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do what you gotta is what I say. If you want to erase a little, erase a little. Don't be ashamed of doing what you gotta do. You know, when it comes to art. Erica. I don't like that finger. Yeah, I enjoy drawing on this tablet more than I enjoy drawing on my little surface there. The surface is kind of cumbersome to hold and everything. And also, when I was drawing on Bang, it was basically a nightmare. Who was it that was talking about the searching line thing? Okay, I'm adding a bit more texture to the one picture that is here. There we go. Now, am I going to do this with values? I think I'm gonna do this. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this with values. Because there's this other guy on YouTube called Muhammad Akbadi. And he shows how to do things like you do your black and white values, your monochrome values first, and then you overlay color on top of those values. So I'm gonna try that. But first I'm gonna add a few more things there. I kind of like that. She reminds me of she reminds me of other mother in uh yeah. Let's just do this. I'm keeping everything on one layer because that's just what I do. But I am going to basically give myself like a base there. It's like something is not quite white, but very close. And I just used a marker tool that is there. I don't know if you can see me point to it. Well, you could see it. It's highlighted, I'm sure. And everything gets this. Except for that white part. Oh hell, it'll get it too. There. Everything gets it. Her neck, all of that stuff. Even the ground gets it. I'm just filling in that whole area. So lately I've been getting into storyboards. Um, this tutorial that I follow on YouTube. And I was thinking about doing like storyboard animations on YouTube. I think that would be fun. Yeah, you get it basically filled in there. Yeah, that's good. And it doesn't mess with the lines. That's why I like using this marker tool. What happened? Everything went quiet. That's weird. It paused for no reason whatsoever. 'Cause was like, "Are you still watching this?" I'm like, "No, of course not." You know what I should do next time? I'm gonna do that right now. Hold on, let me do this right now. So I am going to swatch my values. I should do this like more often. Alright, so there's my in between there, and there's my super dark, and we'll get something in between there. So let's so that's a super dark, and I will, and this way I don't have to keep switching all the time. I could just choose a value and just go that way. There, this is like in between there and there. That's good. Alright. Now, I think this will work out better. So now I don't have to keep swapping around. I could just choose a value from there, just like color pick it. Saves me a bit of time. I just learned that, by the way. I mean, of course, I always knew I could do that, but, you know, didn't think to do that until now. And I'm finding that it's a little bit more interesting if you just kind of limit your values a little bit than, you know, sitting there and messing around with them all the time. It makes your drawing a little more interesting. The music went out again. I think I'm using too much bandwidth. Oh well. So this little marker here is just a chisel tip marker. It doesn't really have any pressure sensitivity or anything, to my knowledge. It's just a straight marker, and I kind of like it for that. So the other one, I was just like laying down a whole bunch of different colors, and this one I'm just laying down values, I guess. I mean, I did lose a lot of my marks. I don't know how I feel about that. It'll be fine. I think I'm gonna go back through and get my lines back. I don't know. I'm gonna see what happens after this other darker value and see how that goes. See this right here? That dark value right there looks red to me. The light is actually, it seems like it's coming from behind. Oh, it's really confusing. It looks like it's coming from behind, like maybe this way. I think it's like from the back, so it's more like that away. We'll go with that. So I'm going to add a shadow here. I think when I did the last one, I got the lighting wrong. Maybe. It's okay. So now I could just reference it from here. I'm gonna soften that up a little bit. There. Okay, for a minute there I did switch over to the paintbrush because I needed something to like actually show up. So the paintbrush is a bit more opaque, whereas this marker tends to be like not quite as opaque. It is kind of opaque, but if I take like a lighter tone, like that one, I can kind of lighten it up as if it were like a Copic marker. I don't know if you see that, it's very subtle. But if you keep working it, it'll get brighter and brighter and brighter. Like that. Useful for some things, not so useful for what I'm doing right now. So, there's that. But the paintbrush is useful for when you just want to get stuff down on there. So like, I could use a paintbrush and sample there and just get some quick marks in there. There. So it's useful for things like that. So I think this looks like it's turning into a digital paint. I'm just kind of going through and seeing like what makes an interesting shape. I'm just kind of There is another way to do this. If you're on Photoshop, you can like go through with the crap. I think that's good. You can go through with the lasso tool and just kind of work out your shapes that way. The lasso tool is okay, like you can do that here, but it'll take you forever. You basically would have to do this and go, and then fill with the bucket. It's just it's way too much trouble to do it that way over here. And then you gotta deselect. It's too much. No. So on Photoshop works great. On here, no, no. Don't do that here. Not on Sketchbook. Sketchbook focuses more on sketching, so you're you're basically just trying to work it out yourself. Just kind of adding something on with one brush, taking it off with another brush, and just kind of working out an eraser. You're basically working with the eraser and the brushes. So I did not intend for this to turn into a digital paint, but here we are. So I'm just kind of, I guess it's gone overboard a little bit. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna go all the way with this. But I really do like the paintbrush on here. It does basically what it does. There's your paintbrush. No frills, just does what it does. There's a lot of other brushes on here. I just don't like all of them. They're kind of I don't know. I think they're too much sometimes. So right now I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. Um, I'm just kind of concentrating on shapes still. It's kind of like, going for a cool factor, really. So like you go and you're like, oh, that looks like a cool shape. Um, it seems to be more or less what I'm doing. It's not really a method. And I kind of like working with this tablet because while I'm drawing, I can use my thumb to pick the tools, and it just kind of works for me as I break my whole system here. Oof, gotta watch my legs. Every once in a while, you gotta move your legs, cause if they get stuck in one position for too long, they will go to sleep. Trying to break out the old marker again. So, her hair? Oh no, I'm 15%. No! Well, guys, it seems we will have to continue this another time. Because there's simply not enough hours in the world. No. Up until next time, this is Scribbling Joe, and I'm signing out. Bye! Ends the stream.